Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Did you get a bunch of logs?
I got a stack in 3, so should be able to make a decent amount of stairs out of that. And then I planted the trees
Have you
again.
tried?
Oh, no, I haven't used that. Yeah, I forgot about that machine you said makes.
Well, it is a stone cutter. I don't know that it will.
If it'll do.
I don't know that it'll make stairs.
Find out. Logs don't have anything come up in the thing. Planks don't have anything come up in the thing either.
That's too bad. So I guess you can't get. There's no wood cutter, is there?
I don't know, but because let's look. Oh, I need to be on a table, huh? Wood. No. That's kind of weird that they would make. How much does it actually save you if I put in one cobblestone?
One plank. Yeah, you can make one stair.
Yeah, why wouldn't you make something equivalent for the wood side of the world?
Yeah.
Or is there a different device that can be used for that's maybe not called a woodcutter? Is there like a sawmill or something like that?
Bab said no, I asked.
Oh, well then. Question answered.
All right. I made some. Let's make a boat.
Oh, we have a couple boats around.
Do we? I don't see any down here.
I mean, I've been going back and forth to the island. So I just made 2 stacks of stairs. You think that's enough to get what you did?
Oh shit! I made 3. So
I think we got plenty of stairs. we'll be okay with the stairs.
You got enough to make 2 boats?
Yeah, I still have plenty of stuff.
It's not that far, but I've been swimming. I'd probably be faster to boat.
To go back to the island?
No, just to go to over there where we're putting this thing out.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, let me go put these boats down. Boat.
Is there anything exciting happening?
Well, so strangely today at my job, they at about noon, an email came out from nursing leadership that was like, emergency meeting for all nurse leaders today at 2:00. Change your schedule. Make sure you are there. Absolutely important. So I'm like, well, shit. Those are.
Can't miss this.
This is scary stuff. Like, what's going on? And we've had a couple of these in the past. We've actually had one relatively recently that I'm not sure if it's an update to that, but it doesn't make any sense. But we had an incident in the hospital where a patient assaulted a nurse. And so they wanted to make sure that everybody was on the same page with what happened, all the facts and this and that. So it was like one of those emergency things to try to get ahead of rumors. So understandable, and that happens. Previously, years ago, we've had one of these emergency meetings when there was determined that there was not enough budget, that they were going to start doing layoffs. So these things have happened in my time at the hospital.
Doesn't sound like they're ever for good news. Good news raises for everybody.
Emergency things are usually not for good news, but sometimes it's more like it could be a neutral news, and I don't mean to say like an assault is a neutral thing, but it's just to get people on the same page. It's not to say announce anything negative that's coming up. So it could be a multitude of things. So of course my team's like, oh my god, but I have this this meeting I have to be at, Jeff. I need to know what one should I go to, and I'm trying to plan with my team and say, look, what they usually do these for is they want all the nursing leadership to be involved. You guys are technically considered nursing leadership, but I'm going to be there as your boss if you tell me what meeting it is, because we have a lot of corporate things that are happening at the same time that people can't necessarily miss, or other deadlines are getting missed. So I'm just like, look, you go to this meeting still. I'll fill you in on the details of whatever happens at this, emergency meeting. That meeting that you're telling me doesn't seem like it's that important. You make sure we have a presence at this, leadership meeting and everything. So we're trying to coordinate in this very small time frame. Of course, they happen to pick the busiest time for meetings during a week, which is always what happens with these things. 5 minutes before the meeting, email comes out. Change in circumstances. We're canceling today's meeting.
Jesus Christ. So you don't even know what it was about?
Not a clue. Absolutely not a clue on what the fuck is happening, what spawned the need for an emergency meeting, and then after we change all our schedules and get all this stuff worked out, you just canceled this emergency meeting. And now everybody's sitting there going, okay, so what's happening? Like, what's the deal? We have no clue as to what this was even for.
What a nightmare.
And now I'm just sitting there going, oh, okay, at least when you schedule an emergency meeting on a day 2 hours from now, it sucks when you do that without giving any details on what it is, but I'm going to find out soon enough. Now,
okay, so you have a new date for the emergency?
No.
Oh.
No, I have nothing. I have that it was canceled due to new circumstances.
Huh. What the original circumstances were?
I had no idea. Like, that's the problem, is that now I'm sitting there going, okay, are we in financial trouble? Are they going to start announcing more layoffs? Did something new happen with this assault thing? Though that doesn't make any sense, like, even, like, any type of... There's no reason to have, like, an emergency meeting to update on something that we already know about, so I can't imagine that's, like what it has to do with. It's just so weird...
Right.
To then be sitting here and speculating. And that's exactly what's happening, is all there is now speculation.
And everyone's doing it.
And everybody's doing it. My team was telling me I need to call up my boss and try to see if I can get an inside scoop into what's going on. But, of course, I'm sure everybody's thinking the exact same thing. I'm going to try to figure things out tomorrow so I can give at least myself and my team, and it's even peace of mind. Let's say it is a bad thing. At least knowing what the bad thing is still peace of mind, because you're not just speculating anymore. So I don't know. It's just so weird, and I very much hate it when it's almost like when somebody goes, "Oh, guess what? I bought you a gift today." "Oh, did you? Nice. What is it?" "I can't tell you. You'll find out soon enough."
Well, at least that's not as bad though. I mean,
you're right. It's not as bad, but it's a similar type of
something cool's happening at least. Like, it's not...
I mean, it depends on what kind of dick this person is that bought you a gift.
God.
It could be terrible.
No one ever tells me they've bought me a gift, and I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, please, dear God. Or I've got a surprise for you. Oh, God.
Here we go.
Yeah, so that's the new thing that's been happening with me, and that's just as of today. So I'm like, head sitting here spinning, going... is something really bad? Is something good? Clearly, it can't be good. Is it? Is it neutral?
Wow.
And being in the position that I'm in too, and in a position where I've had to let somebody go before due to budget cuts. Like, I don't like sitting in this position of let's say that I don't think it is, because at least then we were very. My facility is very good at informing us when there's speculative problems coming down the line. So even with those budget cuts, we knew like months beforehand that we had to get our operating expenditures into line, or we would be faced with budget cuts later. And it was like 2 months later that they were like, things did not line up. Like, we did not fix the problem. We will have to do cuts now. So it wasn't as unexpected. I was previously made aware, so I don't think that that's what it is. But of course, my mind still goes there because I've been through it before.
Right.
Yeah, my previous boss, actually, she one of the reasons that she quit, I'm pretty confident of, is we did a budget cut years ago, and she was there for it and had to lead the charge from the nursing perspective, because that was like what her job role was. And she said that she would never be around for that again, because it was something she hated doing, did not like watching, you're telling people they don't have a job anymore. That's not a good thing. Like, people don't take it well. And it was funny because when she did announce her retirement, it was shortly after they had said that, look, we got to get our operating expenditures in a line, or we're going to have to be faced with cuts again. And that's when she was like, I'm going to be piecing out of here and putting in for retirement. And I'm sure that it was because she didn't want to even have to deal with the speculation of it happening again.
Right. Yeah,
So
you don't want to be the... No one wants to... I mean, did you have to lay off some people, or you did not end up having to do that?
No, I did. And that sucked. It sucked for so many different perspectives, because it was done in such a terrible way. Like, we knew about it, that it was a possibility coming up. So I'm not saying anything bad about that. But what it was we had to come up with a plan for the departments. And if we have to say this plan we have in mind of what position are you going to eliminate, and then we will come up and determine what do we actually have to do. But everybody had to be like, if my department has to lose 1 or 2 positions, these are the 1 or 2 positions that will have to be lost.
Right.
Plan is coming down the line later. Great. Then it was said, okay, on this date, like, HR is going to call every manager that has to follow through on their plan to talk to them, see what assistance they will need with the, the laying off. Do you want somebody from HR to be there with you, or do you want to do it more personally with your employees? But HR is going to call you and tell you about if your department is the one that has been determined to be affected, and like come up with a plan for how to do it. So we go through this date. Nobody calls me. I'm kind of excited. The date of the layoffs is happening, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, my department's not going to be affected after all. And literally my interim boss, because my previous boss had quit, and we had an interim boss, calls me up and says, okay, do you need any assistance from me when you have to go lay off, X person? And I said, what do you mean? And he said, "Well, I
remember this now. I remember you telling me about this now."
He was, "Oh, that was part of your plan." I said, "Yeah, it was also part of the plan that HR was supposed to contact me about what the finalization of the plan was and to get all the stuff ready by 48 hours ago." HR never called you?
Yeah.
No, HR never called me. So I got thrown into a false sense of security. I think that was, there was a lot happening, and that was just nobody was trying to specifically be against me or my department or anything like that. It was just completely somebody dropped the ball when it came to my department, like unintentionally. Right. But it still fucking sucked, because then I had like a 5-minute notice to be like, oh, now I'm gonna call somebody over to my office and let them know that you don't have a job anymore, by the way.
Did you at least know who you were gonna do?
I did. I knew who I was going to do if I had to do somebody, and it was based on somebody whose job, it had nothing to do with like performance or anything like that. It was that your particular job functions can be picked up by somebody else more easily.
Right. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. And and it was funny too, because when they called and asked if I needed to do anything, like when I didn't hear anything, and I was like, they called and said something to me about getting prepared for the plan, and I was like, so is it me? And he was like,
"Oh, I remember you were telling me. I remember they were talking about this in the video where it was like, well, they're being so quiet, and I might be fired."
Yeah, exactly. It's like, now you're telling me that HR never called me, but we have to put our plan into place where my department has to lose somebody. So is it me? And he was like laughing, like, no. Why would you think that? And it was because HR never called like they were supposed to. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is if my department actually is supposed to be losing somebody, is that my boss was informed, not me as the boss. Because that means I'm going away, right? And it turned out not to be true, because it was just hopefully an honest mistake. But it still is, put me in a really bad position. My employees, the employee that had to get let go would have been in no different position, because they were not going to be informed beforehand anyway. That's just the way that those things work, which is like fucked up. But it's kind of fucked up, and it's kind of not. Because the nice thing is, what they did was they said, we are paying whoever gets laid off the next 30 days of their salary. They can work it if they choose to, or they cannot work it. Like, it depends on who your employee is, some people are very, very good and be like, nope, I still want to continue working and finish up the loose ends that I have. Like, I have, job respect and, and it's fine. And some people are going to be like, would be detrimental if they stuck around. I suggested to this employee, not because I felt that something bad was going to happen. I said, look, you have the ability to leave right now and get paid for the next 30 days, or to keep coming into work for the next 30 days and get paid the exact same amount of money. And
I would definitely choose to leave.
Oh, absolutely. What her response actually was really cool. And she goes, let me go to my office. And she's like, I kind of knew that this was possibly going to be coming. Let me go to my office. Let me finish up some loose ends with some reports that I've been working on, get some work transferred off, and then I will leave at the end of the day. And I said, okay. And she did. She went and got some loose ends tied up and got some work switched over to somebody else so it wouldn't fall through the cracks, and felt that she was in a good point that nothing that she was working on would be negatively affected, and left and got paid for the next 30 days. So people handle things in a different way. But at the same time, I'm now speculating, talking about this because it's bringing me back to those memories of having to do that, because I have no idea what today's meeting was supposed to be about.
Right.
I'm just in this spot of, come on, tell me. I need to know.
All right, look at what I've done and tell me if you hate it.
From here, it looks like it's straight up. It actually looks like a cigarette.
It is straight up till now. All right, now's when I'm bringing it in.
Oh, it's pretty.
It's
narrow, very narrow from here.
What do you mean by narrow?
It looks like it needs to be much wider. Much wider.
There's no more base. This is all the base.
Yeah, come back over here and look at it from this distance, because I don't think it's gonna give the perception you want it to give. I was like, if he eats one of those floating blocks, it's there.
I've seen where they're at.
How crazy would that be if the first death is just some random floating block as we jump from that thing? Hi, sheepy. I mean, I'm still going around and getting more wool. I was thinking we're gonna have to cage some of these animals just to get the wool, but man, they're just giving it up.
They produce really fast.
Yeah.
I don't remember them eating grass as quickly as you shear them like that in the past, but...
Oops. There's still not many red ones, though.
And we could dye more red. I think we only have 3 or 4 dyed.
Or we can even go just breed more red ones together.
What I think maybe should happen, I think as narrow as it is, I think might be fine. But I think maybe down below, what I did is I did one stripe of red, basically, as I went around. I think I need to do another stripe of red.
See, I'm almost wondering if it needs to be made much more behemoth and take over. Like, the base of it actually just wool kind of goes around where the whole hill that it's sitting on. Like, the stone underneath it becomes that base before it tapers by just covering it with wool and making it look like it's built that way. I'm not sure if that would be too much, because are you over here now? Can you?
Yeah, I'm over here now.
You see how it looks pretty narrow.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it looks fine to me.
I mean, I am a little bit in that camp of it looks okay. As a narrow, I think there are narrow lighthouses, right?
Sure, there's thin penises, and those people get along in life just fine.
Yeah, they do. Probably.
Yeah, I've heard.
Nah, I'm more like short and thick.
Where are you? Hold on before you leave.
I'm not leaving. I'm looking and then thinking.
I just threw a bunch of wool into you.
That's a lot of wool. Cause see, like, so where I've tapered it now at the top.
Oh, did you get all the wood stairs done?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. It's funny. It looks like a straight line of stairs, and I'm sure it's not.
No, it's not.
Doesn't it look like a straight line of stairs from here?
It does.
That's crazy that it just coincidentally lined up like that. I think it looks like the end of a lit cigarette.
I mean, I can see what you're saying, but I was gonna put. I mean, from there we could do like a layer of like wood and like a deck on it with glass and stuff too. Like, so
lower
I
deck?
went in, but then I was gonna come back out as well. I was gonna do like 2 layers up of red, and then
how much taller is it gonna be from there? How close were you to build height? Okay, because lighthouses should be. I guess we don't need much. I don't know.
I don't think lighthouses need to be tall. They just need to provide light
and be a house. The 2 requirements for a lighthouse: light.
Someone could live in there
house.
if they wanted to. I'm not convinced it's too thin. I mean, this isn't supposed to be an epic build. This is supposed to be just a small build, just a little like an ornament on a tree.
We did, our Christmas tree that we built on the other server was bigger. What the hell just happened to you?
What do you mean? I got in the boat and ran away.
Yeah, and then you appeared next to me on the shoreline. Oh, and you're gone again.
Yeah, I think that bug's back. The bug where you get in if you get on a boat or a horse and you teleport, basically.
That was crazy. Like I watched you get in the boat and go, and all of a sudden I was about to get in the boat, and you were like, "Hi."
See, I think it could benefit from a second strike.
Oh, why do I keep getting stuck on these damn boats when I get out of them?
So 2 down. 2 down. There.
It's so funny walking up the stairway and then looking at what it looks like from that perspective. It's two different things.
What are you thinking?
I think it's way too narrow, and
It's
lighthouses are, and it's squared. It needs to be like circled.
This is I'm a secret you.
You're gonna secret me.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna secret me.
Right giving you a secret right now. Minecraft doesn't have circles.
What? No. There's circle
Yep.
generators in
Yep.
Minecraft.
Mm-mm.
Hold on. How wide are you making this thing?
It's a 5x5.
Minecraft circle generator. Let's see. Plots model, pixel. There's multiple different ones. I'm trying to remember which one I used. Okay, here we go. 5x5. Okay, you're right. This is the 5x5 version of a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Got even 6x6s. 7 is where you get circular.
Mm-hmm.
You have plenty of room to make the 7.
I mean, do you want to make it bigger?
I think your lighthouse needs to not be a square. How many square lighthouses have you seen?
I'm fine with a square lighthouse. We can make it 7x7. Tear this all down.
You don't need to tear it all down.
Yeah, tear it all down.
I mean, you could also let the commenters decide.
I don't want to talk to them.
Okay.
Damn it, my shears done broke. That's right, I got iron in my pocket. How far do you live from Busch Gardens?
From Busch Gardens?
Yeah.
Where's Busch Gardens at? What state?
Williamsburg, Virginia.
Probably a couple hours.
It's 3 from here. They did or are doing still currently a half off sale for their season passes. And the price is like the same as a single day pass.
For a
so I
season
just went ahead and bought. Yeah. Basically for the water park and the theme park, it's $79 a person
For a season's pass?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. So I bought me and my daughter a season's pass. I mean, it's only good till from now until it started back in March, so it was good for March. But March is gone now.
But we're early into the summer though.
Yeah. From now until September the 8th is how long it's good for.
That seems pretty intensely
I thought
cheap.
so too. And it's the water
sure
park
you bought
too.
a season's pass and it wasn't
I'm
like
100% sure.
like the 2018 season pass that you bought off of eBay?
Yeah, right. No. I read very good. Read very hard. Did lots of reading.
It sounds like your intellectual reading goodness will definitely help with that fine print. Is it one of those ones that you can only do during
no
like
blackout dates?
There's no blackout dates?
Nope. Any day from now until September the 8th. You just bring your happy ass in there and
Busch
let you in.
Gardens season pass.
It's called like a fun card or some shit like that.
Buy membership plans, formerly
No.
the annual pass.
No, you don't want that.
Why?
That's only like a $158 a year though, surprisingly, but it does have blackout dates.
It's more expensive and has blackout days.
But it's the annual. So you can go to like their Halloween festivals and all that shit that happen after this thing.
Hold on, okay. Florida resident discount annual pass to Busch Gardens, Tampa. So,
Yeah, no, not Tampa. You want the Williamsburg. You should see how far you are from Williamsburg.
okay.
So, that's probably important.
Let me just type in my address. 1234 Fake Street.
Where all the packages are stolen.
Williamsburg, Virginia. Directions from DC. 2 hours and 32 minutes. It's not far.
Oh man, you're closer to me.
Um,
I said to me, but I meant than me.
check out latest Busch Gardens Williamsburg ticket discounts. Williamsburg families. Why can't Busch Gardens Williamsburg just give me a link to their season's tickets?
I think it's just buschgardens.com. But it's from now until September, or not from till June 2nd.
But the annual pass is different because that's what keeps coming up.
Annual pass is different. That's year round. Just go to buschgardens.com. And there'll be something like fun pass or some shit like that. It'll say
fun cards.
Fun cards.
42. Hurry offer and save 40%. 2-park fun card. Enjoy unlimited visits to Busch Gardens and Water County, USA through September 8th for $89.90. But still, even the regular price is cheap.
Well, it's 40% more than that.
That's true, but for maybe do these parks suck or something?
Nah, yeah. Have you never been to Busch Gardens?
I've been when I was a little kid. I've been. I mean, you can buy the unlimited admission to the water park for $61.99. I guess that's normal.
See, and I've never been to the water park. The water park didn't exist back then. So I don't know. I don't know how good the water park is, but I looked at the ride options and stuff, and it seems good.
I thought Busch Gardens had like.
I used to go all the time with my dad when I was a kid, and I loved it. It's like like Carowinds. You've been to Carowinds, right?
No, but you keep talking about that. Is it just like an amusement park, like Kings Island or Cedar Point?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cedar Point.
The only thing about Busch Gardens is for adults. There's the whole beer tour for people like you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm now tempted to just be like, buy seasons passes for my family and like. We go twice.
That's why I was asking,
and it's like
I
worth it, man.
done it, and I mean, yeah, you go twice and you good, right?
Yeah,
like,
especially if we do a family trip for like even a weekend, or take a Friday off of work or something like that. The kids love it. Theoretically, 2.5 hours it would suck, but we could drive there and drive back that day if we really wanted to. I mean, that's what we used to do for Cedar Point all the time. Like where I lived, you did. It was a very big thing. You got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You either drive or take a bus to Cedar Point, which was about 2.5 hours away, and you come back at leave the park at 11 and get back home.
Right. It's a little bit longer for me. It's a little over 3. But I mean, I bought them, and I figured as long as I go twice during the summer, I'm gonna go this weekend. Actually,
I'm trying to look for what's the day pass.
So that's what I looked at next, and normal day pass is like 60. That's why I was just like, shit. That's what you'd pay that to go if you go twice. You've already spent more.
I don't even get it.
Right.
Especially, like, I get it when it's the end of this. So one thing that's weird, one of the ski resorts, I can't say around here. It's like 3 hours away, but it's in West Virginia. Is it Snowshoe? Is that the one? At the end of the season, they will do seasons passes. Like if you buy seasons passes early in the season or like during the summer for a ski resort, they're cheaper and they get more expensive as you get closer to the time for the ski season, because it's more on people's radars. You can buy seasons passes for the next year at the end of the previous season for like, God, I think it was like $250, and it's a $90 a day on the weekends is a standard pass to this place. Wow. $250 around there, I think it was. When you buy it that early in the season, it includes unlimited seasons pass for the remainder of that current season, and they go on sale like a month before the season ends. So you literally can end up buying this pass that gets you access for a month of skiing in like 2019, and then a month of skiing in 2020, or then the full season of skiing in 2020 for like $250 for some place that costs $90 a pass.
That's pretty wild.
So I guess these things do exist as like these really good deals. This one just looks weird. I don't get it this early into the like. This would be when they start getting more expensive for them. You'd think.
Right.
And what's the basic?
I mean, it's only a Memorial Day sale. The sale is only for like 3 or 4 days.
So the basic membership for the one that has the blackout dates and stuff is $144 per member. But then there's the unlimited membership versus a premier membership that are even more expensive. I don't get what these are.
The other ones don't have blackout dates. The parking is free. You get early access to some of the Halloween and Christmas events. I read all of this stuff when I was deciding where my money was going to go.
This?
I had already planned on us going to Busch Gardens some this summer, just because it was something me and my dad used to always do. And so we were planning. I was planning out our summer basically. I was planning out when we were going
and all day dining and drinks, $99.99 for a 1-day ticket. Yeah, $74.99 for just for a ticket though.
Yeah. And I was deciding when we were going to go to Busch Gardens. Basically, is all I was doing was deciding when this year we're going to Busch Gardens. And I just happened to look this last weekend during Memorial Day, and it was like Memorial Day sale, blah blah blah, 4 days only or 6 days only, whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, well, shit, I'm glad I looked now, because I was going to buy just us 2 tickets for one weekend. And I was like, should I buy this and we'll just go this weekend and we'll go somewhere in the summer too.
Do you know what the kids' ages are? I'd have to look that up. Because if it's like Disney and it's under 3 is free, then it's almost like
I don't remember I think it's 3 and under are free. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, if it's 3 and under, because then my oldest is still good for this season. Like, don't even have to buy
so
him
you could just buy you and Julia a ticket.
Yeah, no, we could just do like go hang out there every so often, and spend $160 for unlimited. I guess it just is the question of, is there enough stuff to do for him?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how much kid stuff is. You need to look at it. But
I thought Busch Gardens, because I was there back in the day when I was a little kid, and I want to say when I was like Jack's age, and I thought I remembered it was more entertainment for family members, because there was like boating shows and stuff too, like water skiing shows.
I remember the roller coasters, but I was like a little bit older than my daughter is now whenever we first started going. So it was just when I was getting into like roller coasters and that sort of thing. So that's what my memory is. That and lots of I remember being like really decorated, and I also remember the beer tour, because that's where my dad always wanted to go.
Heck yeah!
So I've been on the beer tour several times as well. So I mean, that's what I remember is just lots of roller coasters. And I looked at it, and again, when I looked at it, I was looking at more of my daughter's age and stuff. And I think she can ride every roller coaster now. So yeah, that's what I was more looking at. So I don't know what there is in terms of like 3-year-old type stuff, but there's definitely like this weekend's the Food and Wine Festival. So not only we're going, but it's like, hey, it's a great time to go. So yeah.
I'm curious on this ticket and all-day dining and drinks package, though. That's like just for a pass. It's more expensive, clearly, but like, what does that really get you? Is it just like, is there a food that they give you like a lunch and a dinner, or is it you have
it did say something, because I remember clicking on that, and it's like there is limits. Like, it's not like you can't just go to their fanciest restaurants and be like, all right, I'm here, fucking feed me.
Yeah, feed me, shots.
Right. Yeah, I remember they limit you kind of on the beer tour too. It's like, all right, like, welcome to the beer tour. You have a limit on how much you can drink.
I mean, I think most brewery tours do as well, until you get out to the main like bar area where you can buy stuff. I guess the nice thing is, different than Disney, you can probably buy beer and walk around with it, since it's a beer-based park.
Yeah, you definitely can. I remember that part of the park when my dad had a beer in his hand most of the time we were walking around and stuff.
That was one thing that was very sad about Disney. But we didn't. I mean, Walt Disney. Magic Kingdom, I should say, because clearly
I think that's fair, though. What do you expect?
I think there should be a place.
All right. I mean, yeah. Well, we should end this episode. We gotta get out of here.
Okay.
But we'll talk to you guys next time.
All right. See ya.